Well, hello again, everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you another deck profile. This one is going to be on my Harpie Lady deck. I've always wanted a Harpie Lady deck. I was always a big fan of and the Harpie Ladies, using Elegant Egotist to special summon Harpie Lady Sisters, and it's one of my favorite archetypes. Yeah, a lot of people don't say that it's an archetype. I personally think it is, just because to me it was the first. I know a lot of people can say Gravekeepers were, which to me that is second, but I wouldn't call that the first. But anyways, this deck is one of my favorites, so I'm really looking forward to showing you guys it. Once again, I don't play tournaments, so this deck is just something that I have, and something that I always update and everything, as much as I'm able to. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the deck. Alright, first, the normal. You got 3 Harpie Lady 1s. I love the wind of being able to power up all wind monsters by 300 points, and it is treated as Harpie Lady, so this is the center core of the deck. Over there. Alright. Next we have 3 Harpies Dancers. This is a really good effect. It has a really good effect of that it can send itself back to the hand, and then special summon another wind monster from the hand. And what I love about that is if you're running Harpie's Hunting Ground, that's an extra pop on your opponent's spell and trap cards, so that really helps, and it just completely is able to wipe the field. Alright, next we have 3 Harpies Oracle. Harpies Oracle, it's also really good. It's a good way to search for if I control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, I can special summon it from my hand, or if it's normal special summoned, I can set to get a spell or trap card that designates a Harpie Lady Sisters from my deck and add it to my hand, meaning like Elegant Egotist. So it's another good way to bring the Elegant Egotist card to my hand, which allows me to special summon another Harpie Lady and can set up for my Exceed plays, my Link plays. Alright, 3 Harpie Queen. Harpie Queen is a searcher for Harpie's Hunting Ground, and it's a really good 1900 beat stick, plus it counts towards its name being treated as Harpie Lady on the field or in the graveyard, so it's a really good card to have. I love being able to just use it to search or just to summon itself. It's a really good card to have for this deck. Next we have 3 Harpie Harpists. I would say that this is probably the MVP of this deck, because Harpie Harpist, when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, or when it's sent to the graveyard on that turn at the end phase, you can bring back a level 4 Winged Beast type monster and add it to your hand. Now that's very good, especially if you have Exceed plays, or if you're using it, in any kind of situation. You use Foolish Burial, you can dump it in the graveyard, and then the end phase of the turn you can pull and get a Winged Beast type. You can get a Harpie Lady and add it to your hand. Okay, and then I run 2 Harpie Chandler. Harpie Chandler is really good. By discarding a card from my hand, a Harpie card, I can special summon a Harpie monster from my deck and face up defense position, and then it can be treated if I have a dragon type monster, meaning Harpie pet dragon, or Harpie pet baby dragon, but mostly Harpie's pet dragon. I can use it, I can change its level for it to become 7. So I'm going to show you later why that's really been really good. It's a good way to get a level 7 Exceed monster out. And then bam, 2 Harpie's Pet Dragon. Never thought that I'd be seeing this in a deck again. This has always been somewhat of a slow card and almost impossible to ever bring out in any other Harpie deck up until recently. Ever since they came out with that new Duelist of the Roses pack, the Legendary Duelist pack with Mai on it, Harpie decks really have gotten a lot of speed and a lot of build up, and I'm really loving it because I was able to actually complete my deck using this. And then last but not least for the monsters, just 2 Harpie's Pet Dragon. Eventually, I'm gonna replace these with the other Harpie card, Harpie Perfumer, but she's insanely expensive, like $15–20 or more for a copy, and I can't really afford that because obviously, you know, that's short print. That's why she's so expensive. So for right now, I just have 2 of those, and then I've got the 1 extra Harpies Pet Dragon, but the deck doesn't really get slowed down too much, and all in all, it's still a good replacement. Alright, now for the spells. Obviously, you have to run 3 Elegant Egotists. This is a way, when a Harpie Lady is on the field, special summon a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady is just from your hand or deck, meaning I can just special summon a Harpie Lady 1, set up for an Exceed play, and this really makes the deck really speedy, because as you know, pretty much every single Harpie card that you have, that you play, it's always going to say that it's treated as a Harpie Lady while it's face up on the field or in the graveyard. So, and I know a lot of people say GY. I don't really use GY. I say graveyard. I'm an old school player, so you know it was called graveyard, so I say graveyard. 3 Hysteric Signs. This is a really great card because you add an Elegant Egotist from your deck to your hand when you activate this card, and during the end phase of the turn that this card was sent from my field or hand to the graveyard, I can add up to 3 Harpie cards. So, say I play Hysteric Sign, and the next turn, if it's still on the field, I summon a Harpie Lady, and if I have Harpie's Hunting Ground, I can pop it, destroy it, and then the end phase, I can, you know, bring 3 Harpie cards from my deck and add it to my hand, which really gives the deck a lot of synergy. 3 Harpie's Hunting Ground for the field spell. Great. Any single time a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters is normal summoned or special summoned, I can destroy your spell or trap card on the field, meaning you can destroy itself, but I actually have a few cards in this deck that benefit from getting, you know, popped by having it. So, I mean, it's still a really, really good card to have, trust me. Quill-Pen of Gillos. This is going to be replaced for Alluring Mirror Split, which I have just ordered 1, and I'm going to order 1 eventually. So these aren't permanently in here, but for now they're just, you know, staples. I mean they're just temporarily in here. They're still really good because you can target a wind monster from my graveyard, or 2 wind monsters from my graveyard and 1 card out on the field, and shuffle every single card back into the deck. And then you've got 2 Terraformings. Got to have that for the field spell to be able to add it to my hand. 2 MSTs, Mystical Space Typhoons, for the you know, destroying a spell or trap card on the field for protection. Swords of Revealing Light. Obviously, you got to have the swords to be able to protect yourself. Lightning Vortex. This is discard a card, destroy all face-up monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So it's definitely a staple. 2 Foolish Burials. I don't use 3 because the only card that I want to make sure that's in the graveyard is Harpie Harpist. So 2 Foolish Burials isn't really too bad. I actually just would prefer to keep it at 2. The deck actually I think would be slowed down if I actually added 3 to it. Alright, and that's all the spells. Now we're going to try the traps. I don't have too many traps in this deck, so just 3 Icarus attacks. Obviously Icarus attack is going to be for your, you know, Winged Beast type monsters. Since this is a Winged Beast type deck, you know, tribute a Winged Beast monster, destroy 2 cards on the field. So it's good for backfield destruction and getting rid of anything else that they have on the field monster wise. And then last but not least, I have 2 Harpies Feather Storms. This is great. I'm glad that they actually came out with this card. I actually wanted it for a while. You control Winged Beast type monster until the end turn. Negate any monster's effect your opponent activates. If you control a Harpie monster, you can activate this card from your hand. If this card is in the owner's spell or trap card and it gets destroyed, like once again, if I have Harpie's Hunting Ground, I have this face down on the field, and I summon a Harpie, I can choose to destroy this. And I can add a Harpie's Feather Duster from my deck to my hand. And I don't have one right now, but I do plan on getting one eventually. Alright, so those are all the monster spells and traps. Now I'm going to take a look at the extra deck. So I'm going to run 3 Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragons. This, by the way, is not hard to bring out at all. It just requires 3 level 4 wind monsters, mainly 3 Harpie monsters, and believe it or not, this is not that hard to get out. This is such a cheap card to use against an opponent because they can't really do anything when this card's on the field, because it can't be targeted by effects and it can attack your opponent directly, and it's got 2,000. I mean, you can't really get it off the field. 2 Ice Beast Zero Fin. Really great card to have because it can negate your opponent's monsters, and plus it's a Winged Beast type monster and it only requires 2 level 4s. 2 Lightning Chidoris. Love the effect from it. Just destroys a set card on the field, and it's a quick, Exceed summon. Castel, the Sky Blasting Musketeer. I got 3 of these guys. Really great. I can send a card back to your hand, or back to the deck, and it's easy to bring out. 1 Raid Raptor, Blaze Burner Falcon. Now this is kind of like an iffy card. A lot of people don't even play this card in the Harpie deck. I do, because if I have less opponents if I have less life points than my opponent, it becomes 4,000. So I mean, it's a good beat stick. And then last but not least, for the Exceed monsters, I've got Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. Now this is what I was talking about with the Harpie Chandler and the Harpie's Pet Dragon. I can use it to bring out this guy, and he has a really good effect. He's in rank 5 or 6. You control material, inflict piercing. This card also has piercing damage, so it's a good little beat stick to use. Then I have 1 Harpie Conductor. Harpie Conductor has not been released yet in the TCG, just the OCG, and it's in Japanese. This has been fantastic. I can't wait for them to bring out for the TCG, but in the meantime, she's really great and a really good card for this deck, and she just blows my mind with the field effect. She basically, if you Harpie, they can't be destroyed, and then I can destroy your opponent's monsters based off the Harpie cards that I have. And then last but not least, 2 Great Flies. Just 2 wind monsters, and it just powers up monsters by 500 points. Meaning, gives my extra Harpies a little more firepower. And I mean, it's really good for the deck. I have 2 just in case I can give them all up to 1,000. So I mean, it makes it to where, like, if I have Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, I'm attacking you for 3,000, and you can't get him off the field at all. It's just a really good staple card to have. Alright, I apologize for me stuttering and everything. It's pretty late here, and I'm actually kind of tired, but I decided what the heck, I was going to put up a deck profile for you guys on my second favorite deck next to my Black Wings, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And once again, thank you for watching it, and I'll see you guys next time.